Okay, people, thank you for joining me once again. I love you all. Today, I'm going to do what I promised last time. And sorry, by the way, sorry about the chewing gum. It's not an affectation to make me appear a bit more cool or anything. It's hopefully it'll be an aid to my voice, which gets very dry when I'm doing these videos, and hopefully it will stop me coughing and spluttering all over the place. As I was saying, today I'm going to do the one I promised to do for the last couple of videos, and I'm very pleased to be doing it actually, because I have a few things I think a lot of you won't be familiar with, which is always a good thing when you're showing stuff. And also, over the years, I've done about 55 of these videos now. I've never done one on PC gaming at all. So, yeah, I'm pleased for that. So, I'm not going to draw too much because I've got quite a bit to get through. But basically today we're looking at first-person shooters on the PC. Now, these are what I like to call fantasy and science fiction shooters, because most of them are FPS is set, in the future, or in a weird sort of like situation that's not First or Second World War. Something like your Medal of Honor, or the earlier Call of Duty's, Battlefield, stuff like that. I'm not really keen on war type first-person shooters, although there are one or two in there that could be classified as, but mainly these are like fantasy setting FPSs. As I say, there's quite a bit here that a lot of you probably haven't seen, because you'd really only see this stuff when madmen like me do collecting videos, So anyway, this is all the stuff I've collected over the years. So, a lot of it's quite old as well, and they're in alphabetical order. So, Aliens versus Predator. Now, this is still well thought of as an FPS. It actually came out on the old Jaguar console, and everybody loved it on there too. It wasn't quite the same game, but yeah, it seems to have a good pedigree, Aliens versus Predator. But yeah, it's you can see from the screenshots there, it's usual Aliens v Predator stuff. I think that's a reprint. I don't think that's the original version of it, but it's a gold edition, so it'll have a few extras and stuff. We've got quite a few of these to get through, so I won't hang about too much. That's Aliens v Predator 2, more of the same. That obviously is an original. And then we have, I think this one was an expansion. Yeah, it was. It says so on there. There's the clue. Aliens, Predators 2, Primal Hunt. Like I say, some of these games are probably nearly as old as some of you watching. So we're going well into the depths of obscurity here. But it's an interesting little collection that I've put together. So I hope you appreciate seeing some of this old stuff. Don't worry about the price tags, because some of these stickers are a bugger to get off, and they leave horrible white patches all over the case, and I'd rather leave the sticker on than have patches of white goo stuck in the corner. So yeah, bet on Soldier. That was a strange one. It actually does what it says. You can bet in game, and there's some multiplayer in there as well. I've never actually played this one, but yeah, bet on Soldier. Weird stuff. Right. it is one of my favourite first-person shooters, Bioshock Infinite. Now, I almost finished this on the PS3. Almost. I didn't quite get the last level sorted out, but I've always promised I'd go back and do it. Still got the game save. Yeah, this is the PC version. This is actually a reversible cover, so I picked... You've got the regular cover that you see on all the Bioshock Infinite games, but I picked this one because it's slightly off the wall and different. But yeah, I mean, if any of you got a PC and you want a cheap, good FPS to play, I can recommend that to you. It's a really good game, and I suppose it's about the newest I've got because, as I say, a lot of this stuff goes back. Now this is more of a military type shooter, but it's not actually a war-based shooter. So I went for it. As I say, in amongst these, you'll find a few that kind of have a military background to them. But yeah, I just went for that one because it's got you can see it's got dual wield in it, 2 guns like that. So yeah, went for that one. Yeah, right now this is one that's quite obscure these days. Breed that comes in a big box. Of course, back in the day. Before these ones that I'm showing you here, shooters came in these very big boxes. I mean, if you had no storage space, you were knackered, quite frankly. I used to take mine out of the boxes and just keep the jewel cases, but not a very good idea because it makes them fairly worthless. I've probably still got a few of those old games knocking about, but I don't know where they are. Probably in the bottom of a cupboard somewhere. But yeah, that was Breed. There again, another multiplayer jobby. But I like those futuristic kind of games with weird suits and fantastic guns and stuff like that. And then, right, to look at that, you wouldn't think it was a first-person shooter, but it is Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. It's a subtitle for that one. As you can see from the screenshots there, it's definitely a first-person shooter, but it's more, I suppose it's more of a Resident Evil type of jobby, but of course Resident Evil isn't first-person, or most of them aren't anyway. Right, Chaser. It's another futuristic game with lots of futuristic guns in. All that action, enthralling storyline. That's unfamiliar. And of course, we're used to that in modern first-person shooters. But I say these all go back a few years. You'll probably totally be amused by most of them. Right, what have we got here? Chrome. There we go. There's another futuristic. Set in the 22nd century, that one. We're in that now, aren't we? Don't know when in the 22nd century, but maybe it's not as futuristic as I thought. But there's not much I can tell you about these because they're all basically first-person shooters, and we know what to expect in first-person shooters. There's nothing mysterious about them. That was I don't know if that was a second game or an expansion, but a very nice cover. But for any of you, any of you that are into first-person shooters, especially on the PC, seeing these, you'll know what to look out for and what to expect. This is more a sniper game. I think there's some first-person shooter stuff in it, as you can see there. But quite like sniper games. When I'm playing Destiny, it's nice to get people from a distance without any chance of being macheted with a sword or something, you know. So yeah, I've included that one because it does have some aspects of first-person shooter. Oh yeah, right. Clive Barker's Undying. Yeah, that's it's more a Quake type of game, that one, as I remember. I'm just looking at the screenshots there. Set in 1899 though, so you can claim it was futuristic in any way. But yeah, I think that came out on the PS3 if I remember rightly, but I might be wrong there. Right, these are Code of Honor games. Although they're militaristic, they're not strictly First or Second World War games. I just picked up a few random militaristic games because they didn't involve either of the world wars. That's just my clarification of what I like in a shooter. It's not a First or Second World War game. Codename Outbreak. Let's say limited edition mouse mat included. Let's have a look. Whoever sold that to me must have nicked the mouse mat, so not to worry. More interested in the fact that it's an FPS than getting a mouse mat. Right, Command and Conquer Renegade now. This Command and Conquer game, as you know, are more or less real-time strategy, I believe. But that was actually the one first-person shooter that they did in that series. To prove it, you can see from the screenshots there. There again, it's another one that I never got round to playing, so I can't tell you much about it. Right, okay. Contractor Jack. Let's say there's sequel to No One Lives Forever 2, which we'll see later on. Let's say these are in alphabetical by and large. Yeah, just a bog standard, sort of like Windows 98. Well, it takes you back a while. I told you some of these are old, but more interesting probably for all that. Cryostasis. More recent one, I believe. First-person shooting around the Arctic Circle, apparently, according to the blurb on the back there. Yes, well, we all heard of these, haven't we? Deus Ex, Invisible War, that one. I think that was a game in its own right. I don't think it was an expansion, but blah, 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 blah. It's well into the future anyway, by looking at the blurb on the back there. We come to the good stuff. Doom 3. One of the best Dooms as I remember, but still, I like the. I remember the original Doom games and Quake and all those. You know, they were over the bee's knees back in the 90s. I think it was. I lose track of time. I think it was the 90s. I don't think it was the late 80s. I think it was early 90s. But yeah, it's Doom 3. I don't know what's in there. It wasn't such a big box, but there we go. And that was an expansion pack for it. Resurrection of Evil. I mean, if you look, excuse me, dinner coming back up. If you look around Kex, places like that, if you've got a Kex locally or the other places, I can't think of their name offhand, that do second-hand stuff. You can sometimes find some of these older PC games, but you would have to look for quite a while to pick up a decent collection of them. I mean, I've been at this for donkey's years. Yeah, devastating. Not one of the best shooters, but it uses the Unreal Engine, which is always favoured by a lot of FPSs, and so it can't be that bad. The Unreal Engine has always been pretty good. Right, there we go. Tribute to the Bruce Willis films, Die Hard, Nakatomi Plaza. Nakatomi Plaza, I'll get it right in a minute. Yeah, it's a straightforward FPS set in the Die Hard world. I don't think Bruce Willis is in it, but might be a blessing. Right, now this one shooter I particularly enjoyed. It was creepy, weird. Not in a Resident Evil creepy sort of way, but just in a creepy sort of way. Fear. There again, this is a more recent one than many that I'm going to show you, but yeah, there's quite a few extras on the DVD in that one as well. That was the joy of these when they started coming out on DVD-ROM rather than just ordinary CD. You got a lot of extra stuff, and of course the games were bigger and better. Game I never really liked, Far Cry. Never liked any of them. Don't know why. Can't really pin it down, but I mean, you can see it's just a normal first-person shooter. But no, I never really got away with the first game or any of the subsequent ones. Right, now we come to one of the games that was very, very highly regarded. I mean, looking at it today, can't really see what all the fuss was about. I'd rather play Doom or Quake any day of the week. But for some reason, this caught the public's imagination, and it became a very big seller. I don't think they've done anything with it lately on like PS4 or anything like that. But it's a game that kind of died. But I didn't. I played it, but I didn't really think it was all that great at the time. Now I'm ashamed to say this, but I've never played Halo. Never played it on PC, I've never played it on Xbox, and it's by Bungie, and all I do these days is play Bungie game. So why the heck I've never played this, I don't know. I'll have to scope it out at some point, because obviously there's quite a few Halo games now across the various consoles. But given the fact that they make Destiny, why the heck I've never played a Halo game is a total mystery to me. Actually, these Halo games, they tend to keep their price these days. They're not cheap. Most of these FPS I'm showing you, if you see them in kicks, you can get them for a couple of quid, depending on their rarity. But yeah, these normally hang out around about 5-6 quid, which is quite expensive for old PC games. I mean, being a games for Windows, I'm not even sure. That would work on my new PC, but well, newish. But anyway, we have the game, so not to worry. Okay, there's one of these budget releases, Hell Forces. So I can't tell you anything about it because I'll show you a few screenshots on the back there, but it just looks like a box standard FPS. But like I say, I'd never heard of it when I bought it, and never heard of it since. Never played it. Right, now then, Hard Reset. This is the extended version. I really like this game. I've ploughed a few hours into this. When I had a laptop and I was gaming on there for a short period of time, I played this all the time. It looked lovely. Because I wasn't used to laptop graphics and stuff, but it did look really nice. It looks even better now on a decent PC and decent monitor. But yeah, I mean you can buy this on the PSN store for PS4 for peanuts. And if any of you like a good cyberpunk-y type of FPS, then I would recommend you pick this up. So I really enjoyed it and still continue to do so because I have a little bash of it every now and again. Comes in a nice fancy box as well. So yeah, if you see that, I can recommend it to you. Right, what have we got here? You wouldn't. No, you don't see it now. I was having trouble seeing the title there in amongst the silver gore. So weird about this. Yeah, all these same set in the mid 21st century. I don't seem too far away now. What are we now? 2019. Yeah. I was going to say something about this game, but I can't for the heck remember what it was. But yeah, I've played it and it's decent-ish. Righty-ho then. Judge Dredd versus Death. A bad game as I remember. I think it came out for one of the consoles. Might have been a PS2, I can't remember. My memory's starting to fade, I'm afraid. Yeah. There again, it's it's a bog standard shooter, but it has some nifty graphics as I remember. And you don't see that one around too often. Don't see many of these around too often, to be honest. Even less this one. Creed. I can't say that I'd ever heard of it until I bought it. Like I say, these, when I said to you have a look around Kex, I mean these are so sort of, off the wall games that the likelihood of you spotting anything like this, unless somebody sells a collection, is pretty remote. But it's, as you can see from the screenshots there, looks like a bog standard futuristic shooter. But and then that one now, it's a weird one the way they've advertised that there. You see under Killing Floor, co-op survival horror. First person shooter. So why they didn't mention that? Just as an afterthought maybe. But yeah, I mean there's been sequels to this. I think you can buy one on the PS4. Yeah, co-op survival up to 6 players. But yeah, it's definitely comes in a nice box. It's definitely a first person shooter, that one, because I have in actual fact played it. Now I've got the right pile here, yes. Right, this is another one of these budget first person shooters, Liquidator. Again, I'll show you a few screenshots there. It's book standard shooter, nothing. And to make it stand out from any other millions of FPSs. Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter. Ever heard of him? No, me neither. But there you go. It's a big box. So I don't know what's in there. Right, okay. This was before the days of DVDs, of course, and get 4 CDs. So a fairly biggish game. As I say, I've got many DVD-based games because a lot of this stuff is really, really old. Right, there was, Mortar 2. There's been sequels to this. I mean, I haven't got the first Mortar for some reason, but there's been sequels to this. But as far as I know, they were only distributed on the continent, weird places like Czechoslovakia and Romania, stuff like this. I don't know why, but I've never ever seen a Mortar 3. I know there is a Mortar 3 and I think 4 in existence, even a Mortar 1, but that's the only one I've been able to find, and it is a PAL UK. It's actually set in World War II, but as you can see, it's got a touch of the Wolfensteins about it. So if it's anything slightly different to a normal war shooter, I normally pick it up just to stick it in the collection. Just another one for the collection. Oops. That's the one we saw that Contract Jack was a sequel to, or rather the next one I'm going to show you, but that's the first one in the series. That again is a reprint. It's a Game of the Year edition, but these Game of the Year editions, they normally have extra stuff in them. As you can see from the graphics, it's fairly basic. Runs on the lift tech engine, so don't know what that was all about, but yeah, nothing startling, I'm afraid, and no one lives forever too. Spy in harm's way, much the same, similar looking sort of jobby, but yeah, in mint condition, that one. Nice to see some of these old games in have been properly looked after. Right, there's another weirdo game that I've never ever heard of, Neuro Hunter. It's more like a cyberpunky type of game, like that hard reset I showed you earlier. Yeah, no clues from the screenshots, but welcome to the future, it says. Okay, New World Order, another one that I'd never really come across, heard about until I spotted it somewhere. Another bog standard FPS. Oh yeah, this is a more recent one, DVD-ROM based, Necrovision. Yeah, it looks fairly interesting from the screenshots. I remember playing it when I got it. It says, quote, mental World War One FPS action. Mental, I like that. Goes with the person who bought it. Right, Project Snowblind. I think that came out on the PS2. I think. There again, it's another bog standard looking futuristic shooter. Although some of these do look more interesting than others. I think some of them have got, like futuristic weaponry, which always makes the game look more interesting. Prey, which obviously came out on one of the PlayStation consoles, 2 or 3, I can't remember. Yeah, there again, it's alright, we better start moving because we've got a load of these to get through. Power of Destruction, don't know, never heard of it. I think another budget type of jobby. Then we have Pariah. Nice looking gun. But combat game it says, but it's definitely an FPS. There's one I liked. Painkiller. Comes in a nice snazzy box as well. That one of these nice boxes, but when you get inside, I'm going to show you this, even if we are time pushed here. I love these games where it all opens out, into a fold out thing. I've kept some old DVD films just because they do that, and I do love those kind of cases, and it's got some nice artwork inside as well. If you can see there, get out light. So yeah, I mean, Painkiller, I really enjoyed that. It's a good FPS. Few screenshots on the back there. But yeah, one of my favourite PC. That's the expansion pack for it. Battle Out of Hell. And then we have the Painkiller Universe, which features the Painkiller I showed you, plus the pack, but it's also got Overdose. Now I couldn't find Overdose on its own, so I bought the compilation. And then later on, this is a really recent one. That's Hell and Damnation. That's a big collector's edition. That one. It's a modern remake of the two classic shooters, Painkiller and Painkiller Battle Out of Hell. So it's a reimagining of the first two games, with graphically brought up to snuff. And what's in there? Should we have a butcher's? Oh no, it's stuck down with tape and that. Yeah, soundtrack. Oh, well, you can see collector's edition includes. I'll just give you a quick look there if you can see it. It's got a bit out of focus. But yeah, it's got some bits and pieces in there, as I say. I really can't be bothered yucking all the tape off it. Right, Quake Gold. Now, I should have had a look in my games room before I did this video, but I forgot. I've actually got the original Quake that came out in the 90s. It's the original big box version. It's mint condition, and I picked it up in Kex for 50p. Believe it. Sadly, I neglected to go and dig it out, but yeah, that was one of my favourite first-person shooters during the day. This one is the arena games. The knockout games in the arena. Quake contains Quake 3 Arena and Quake 3 Team Arena. So it's not the original Quake game after all. That contains Quake 3 Arena. Just another version of it. And then Quake 4. That wasn't quite up to snuff, that one, as I remember. And then that's a special edition of Quake 4, which has the making of. It's got Quake 2 in there and the Quake 2 expansion packs. So as I say, I haven't got a copy of Quake in these type of boxes, but it's too late to dig it out now because we've started the video, sadly. Right, okay, let's get a move on. Rainbow Six Lockdown. That's a militaristic type of game, but I don't think it's war based. So we added it. Red Faction. That was a game that came out on the PS2. Geomod technology. Yeah, lots of nice guns in there. That's probably reasonable, that one. Red Faction 2, which also came out on the PS2. That's a reprint. Focus do the reprints. That's not an original, sadly. Red Ocean. That's I think that's a submarine-based type of. Well, it says action above and below the sea, so obviously it's submarine and some action on the surface, but quite an obscure PC first-person shooter, that one. Red Orchestra. Yeah, I've never played this. I've never been able to figure out whether it's a first-person shooter or not. I think it has some first-person FPS sections, but I think it's basically more a strategy game. Right, there we go. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Special edition. And what's in there? Exclusive bonus content. It's mainly sort of makings of and stuff. It's yeah, that was the sequel to the original Wolfenstein, and then we've got Return to Extended Edition. Includes enemy territory, whatever that might be. And then we have Serious Sam here. Yeah, I quite like these games. They're bonkers. They're really sort of like out there, but quite fun to play. That's all you want from a game, and just have a bit of fun. It's not serious. Serious Sam 2. I want to say these are totally mad. Some of the enemies are absolutely bonkers. Star Wars, excuse me, Star Wars Republic Commando. I don't know if that's an original. I think it is. But yeah, one of the few, well, one of the many actually Star Wars first-person shooters that you can buy. Battlefront 2. More recent these ones because they're DVD-ROM. Soldner, yeah. This is another one that it looks like a militaristic shooter, but it's actually set in the future. And I think it's part strategy, part multiplayer, sort of online jobby. Right, Soldier of Fortune Special Edition. There again, it's a militaristic type of game, but it's not war-based, so got some cool guns in it, so I thought we'd add that. Soldier of Fortune 2, the gold edition. And then we have, oops, stuck together. Well, Tron. Yeah, I know it doesn't particularly look like a FPS when you think of Tron, does it? But it definitely is. As you can see by the big gun he's toting there. And Terminator. So Terminator and on the act somewhere, wouldn't it? Yeah, just a bog standard FPS as I remember. Terminator 3, War of the Machines. Terrorist Takedown, that's another military one that's not First or Second World War based. Titanfall, yeah, which is the big mechs. Really recent, this one. Came out on PS3, Xbox 360, I believe. And then more recently on Xbox One, the new version. I've played it, not for too long. It's interesting, but it's more an online shooter, that one. Yeah, there's another online game, Tribe's Vengeance. Oldish type of first-person shooter, and then we had Utopia, which once again it's like a bog standard first-person shooter. And Uber Soldier, more recent game. It's on DVD-ROM, and Unreal 2, The Awakening. Unreal came. I've got Unreal somewhere, but it's another one of these that came in a big box, and I've got them stowed somewhere where I can't reach them. But yeah, I mean, quite a decent game. All of the Unreals, and then we have the arena-based games. That looks like a reprint to me. In fact, it says like best of Infogram, so it definitely is a reprint, as opposed to that one, Unreal Tournament 2003. That was the 2004 edition. And Will Rock. That's kind of a Painkiller type of game. Fairly obscure, but I was lucky enough to spot a copy for the grand total of $1.99. I mean, a lot of the places where I got these are closed down now, so you know, there's not much choice when it comes to PC games. It's either Kex or cash converters. That's the place I was trying to think of earlier. That was the new Wolfenstein game, and Warhammer going on the act with Fire Warrior. Not a bad FPS, that, as I remember. And then World War Zero, which I think was some kind of what if the Great War never ended. So that's World War Two. So it's set in the future. Went on and on and on. It sounds like misery. And then You Are Empty. Don't ask. I haven't a clue. But it is an FPS. Right, that's all the alphabetical stuff. I'll show you a few. This is Steel Tin, Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl. It's got bonus DVD, survival guide, map. Maybe one day in the future we'll dig out the contents of all these, but I haven't got time now. That's the Call of Pripyat Stalker. I think that was the sequel or the expansion, I can't remember. And then that was the Stalker Clear Sky Steelbook. Let's get that out and show it to you better. Nice Steelbook, actually. And unusually, a nice back. Love gold Steelbooks. Couldn't pass that one up. You don't see that around too often. And Steelbooky wise, we've got. Sorry, well, I'll show the cover first. There you go. That's Crisis Special Edition. Steelbook. You know what I'm going to say then? Yeah, that had a few bits and pieces inside it, as I remember. Inside the box, Making of Crisis. Just a small 16-page art book and a soundtrack. It's the least you expect in a steelbook these days. Yeah, there's the Fear 2 limited edition. Steelbook. And again, not common these days. For some reason PC steelbooks are a lot less common than PS3 or PS4 or whatever. I remember watching this for weeks and weeks and weeks, waiting for it to come down in price, and then I saw about 15 of them all at about £4 each or something ridiculous. Home Front Revolution. Quite nice. Not so nice. Just some DLC in there, so it's nothing to get excited about. And then that was the Unreal Tournament. Steel, like a steel case inside of there. I'll just show you very briefly. I'll get the flaming thing out. I've got plenty of dust on it. Probably weighing it down. Whoosh. Dust everywhere. Yeah, that was the box. And inside it has hardcover art book. Oh, that's nice. In fact, I might have at the time. There's a hardcover art book in there. There's your basic instruction booklet. And then further down you've got your little hardback. I like these. I love these little hardback books. You know, they've normally only got about 40 pages in, but they're normally pretty nice. You know, show you concept artwork or guns from the game or characters from the game. I like stuff like that. So that was your Unreal Tournament steel case. This is an interesting one. This is a tin. Showing a bit signs of wear and tear, unfortunately, but I think it was that it's a bit dodgy when I bought it. That's quite old now. This was actually a pre-order, and you got the contents inside related to when you pre-ordered it. I mean, if you pre-ordered it early, I think you got everything. Like I'll just show you briefly what I've got. I've got the game. Then I've got a little map. Sorry, a little fold-out picture thing there. Then I've got a little booklet. It just shows you. Oh, it's more of an instructional booklet, I think. But if you pre-ordered it early on, which obviously this guy who sold me this didn't, you got like some little sew on things, you know, these little cloth things that you sew on. I forget what they're called now. Because I've seen some advertised with those on, but I don't know if they're expensive. So you got in there, you know, depending on when you pre-ordered it. So that was an interesting idea. Now I've got it. Last but not least, I've got a couple that have not been. So I'll just go through them very, very quickly. That was Darkness 2. Shadow Warrior Special Edition. Oops. Battlefield 2142, obviously Futuristic. Warpath. Online kind of jobby, that one. Bioshock 2. And Star Wars. Was that Jedi Outcast? So that was basically it for the stuff. I'm getting a bit worried about the time now because after a while if I use up too much time on YouTube, I normally cut out. Just going to show you that one. It is a World War II game, but it was a pre-order, and inside you get these little cards with some information on, a little sort of booklet. And the game's in this sort of like plastic, this plasticky thing here, and it's a nice sort of like embossed cover as well, if you can see that. I just thought I'd like to show you that one, even though it technically falls out of my definition of futuristic shooter. But that I would imagine you'd have a hard time finding one of them now, because I say it was pre-ordered and it wasn't the most popular selling game of all time. Yeah, so that's it, guys. I'm going to wind it up now because otherwise I'm going to cut out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one. I certainly enjoyed making it, and next time we'll have something interesting for you. So thank you for watching again, and goodbye for now.